I must ask you to help defend the vehicle, or we may be crossed!
Let's do this.
Realistic hunting games aren't something you see too often nowadays, but in the late 90s and 2000s, if you were in the States and went to a store that had games, you would always see a few of these lurking on the shelves. Franchises like the Deer Hunter series could get multiple releases in the same year. There were so many that there was a parody series that also had multiple entries. Now, on rare occasion a mainline one will sneak onto console, but they're mainly confined to mobile. In the late 2010s, these companies did see the writing on the wall. Peepaw might like hunting on his phone instead of a console or PC. Maybe they could target younger players.
Big game excitement just got bigger. Cabela's Big Game Hunter 2010. Rated T for Teen.
Fuck! The modern audience wants more action, more violence, and let's face it, sitting in the grass to snipe some animal isn't as fun if it's not in real life. So what do? Accept that the genre is on the way out and moving onto phones instead of mainline consoles? Well, maybe, but this is where Cabela's comes in. The biggest name in hunting games, and an outdoorsman retail store chain. Their games were also being published by Activision, and someone said the 7 magic words that ruined many 7th gen games: we want the Call of Duty audience. The Modern Warfare trilogy is going gangbusters, and the publisher especially knows this. They had been poking at more action for a while with Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. The first one was an action FPS with a few survival elements. The environment was a danger, you'd fail if you killed non-game animals. It was still in the spirit of a hunting sim, pushed a little more into action, but each new game dropped more and more of the simulation stuff. Conditions had created the perfect storm for Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013. It is the last of the Dangerous Hunts lineage. It is a final, desperate bet, and it is horrifying and glorious. And sure, other developers have since made games that integrate horror and hunting perfectly, and this one also has intended horror sections, along with some of the most insane things I've seen in a video game. It has since been delisted from all online stores, so strap in for the hunt of hunts. From the moment you launch, this game sets a tone. Jesus Christ. It reminds me a bit of the Killing Floor menu theme, which is incredibly appropriate for what's going to be happening. But unlike Killing Floor, this game does have a campaign. So let's begin.
Be patient. You want the buck, but you don't have a shot yet. Start with that darker doe on the left. Just aim. There aren't any bullets in the gun yet.
This is the perfect example of normal deer hunting games. You sit in a spot and use Batman Detective Vision to shoot at a deer's organs. Which does fit because you look like Christian Bale, just Reign of Fire Christian Bale. But the game claims that he's named Jacob, and his father has taken him for an outing to learn the art of vaporizing a deer. The game's controls are shockingly finicky. Even with aim assist off, if you scope in, you automatically get pulled towards the animal's organs. And this isn't a tutorial only thing, it's like this the whole game. You have to let the game's aim sway you in, because if you try to do it manually like here, you're fighting it. The buck is hunted, the Cabela special is complete. And then the music and slow pan up kind of frame it like it's the birth of a serial killer. Taking down this buck was like the cold open for a Brian Fuller Hannibal episode, which does seem strange when you're here for the hunting game. It holds on this a while, and then some months go by. Dad has taken his sons to hunt a grizzly bear, which is a bit deep end after your son has just learned how to shoot a deer. It could be for the honor of his house or something, but it's not yet explained.
Jacob, behind you! Take the shot, Luke! Take the shot! hurt?
It's also a scarred, fucked up Resident Evil bear.
Guys, that bear is dangerous. We've got to pull together and stay focused. Someone's gonna get killed, okay?
Yeah, he didn't say or. I would look panicked too. Dad just declared that one must die this day. So, you and your bowl-cut brother are off to hunt the BOW bear. They then split up, and Jacob didn't tell anybody he had no ammo on him, which is a huge problem because the bear appears to have a cult of Timberwolf disciples. But you do make it back to your family. Wolves wouldn't just swarm all over you. They're more skittish animals than you might think.
I'm gonna draw it out. Hang back until I give the word.
And now Luke is running off on his own. Why is everyone trying to solo the bear? If you've never seen a grizzly in person, they're huge. It's not the polar bear or hippo end boss, but monsters are real. They're smart and way faster than you would think. Anyone who brings up the gorilla versus grizzly bear fight simply does not know what a grizzly bear is. Luke's rifle could do the job if he has great aim and isn't shitting himself. I don't think Luke has the will saves for that. I'm sorry.
Luke, what is wrong with you? This isn't a game.
Not missing another shot.
Get back there and stay with your brother. He's just gonna get in the way again. Jacob, make sure your rifle is sighted in.
On it, Dad.
Luckily, Jacob finds plenty of ammo, so you're all set. The bear is summoning wolves.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
Wolves.
Keep calm, Jacob. And don't run. The only way to survive the hunt is to...
Stand your ground.
That's exactly right. Make your stand. And shoot.
It's hard to figure out the exact hierarchy of the bear's forces, but the black wolves appear to be officers inside of it. So if you take down the black wolves, the others will scatter immediately.
I'm okay.
Great. Time to find your dumbass brother.
Watch out! No!
Dad!
I'll admit, I didn't expect Death by Bear to be similar to Death by Freight Train. You know, dying is no fun, but that is the most pleasant way you could go via bear. And now the real story begins. 10 years have gone by and Jacob is taking a trip to Uganda. He does it annually to honor his dad's birthday.
It was his favorite place to hunt when he was younger. He died before they opened it up again. I've been out several times. First time with my brother, though.
Yes, he has arrived yesterday, already at the camp. I understand it has been many years since you have seen one another.
Yeah, that's right.
Ah, well, he has quite the impressive reputation, you know.
Yeah, I know. Hunting runs in our blood.
But you are a conservationist, yes?
Park ranger, back in Alaska.
Excellent.
Make sure to keep that in mind. Jacob is a conservationist, a park ranger who loves the environment and animals, which does make you wonder why they keep setting this up like a horror movie. Some of the lines sound straight out of Blumhouse.
Well, I appreciate you taking care of us, Ed.
I have a good feeling, Jacob. I think this will be a very special hunt for you and your brother. Very special.
Yeah, but Luke didn't leave a great impression last round. Though unlike Jacob, who mainly works to preserve animals, Luke has apparently become a master big game hunter. So there could be some drama in Jacob not measuring up to him, and then all hell breaks loose.
Hold on. Whoa! This could get bumpy, friend. Get ready.
Ed? What is that?
Sandstorm! Sand is coming in the back. I need to close the window. I fear we could get caught in a stampede. I must ask you to help defend the vehicle, or we may be crushed.
Defend the vehicle. Okay.
I got one!
Jesus Christ, do I have to kill every water buffalo? There's like 400 of them. Do sandstorms actually cause instant madness? It just keeps going. You can switch out weapons too. This is all self-defense. It's Howl's moving castle doctrine, aka get the fuck away from my Jeep. Oh, they're leaving.
Leopards!
Holy shit! Leopards looking confused around a dead bison? They're trying to steal our fucking decals! Oh my god, get the fuck out of here. Is this a roadblock? The leopards set up an ambush? I have so many questions about Africa and sandstorms, but I'm not an expert. I'm not a conservationist like Jacob. I know jaguars are ambush predators, but that was... Oh, the bison are back. The game has you back to shooting bison for a while, but the mix-up comes when the birds are in on it too. It's hard to tell, but they sure look like they could be Canadian geese, which would be why they want to kill us. Everything wants to kill us. Let's merge into the buffalo lane. The animals don't get it. Jacob will glass all of Africa to defend this vehicle. And it just keeps going. Constant new threats. I saw the Impala reaching. And every time you think there might be a break and you're out of the storm, you look over the ridge and look at that, the bison are back. Jacob's vacation is turning into a scientific incident. He may have hammered deep enough into the buffalo gene pool to change their fate as a fucking species.
Keep an eye for leopards hiding in the trees!
And the leopards are not far behind. Did the bears survive and orchestrate all this? Look at this. What is there to talk about? Is this what Dad wanted? All animals bigger than my phone must die? There are plenty of animals here to the point that they might literally grow on trees. Because at one point, Ed accidentally hits a tree and it's like a pipe ruptured. He turned on the leopard faucet. It's pure leopards. I haven't seen big cats behaving as a liquid like this since Roar. And the bison never stop coming. It's unbelievable. 2 missions in, and it's the greatest hunting game of all time. And look, it even sets up a rhino to be your rival. I'm not sure the WWF is going to buy self-defense anymore. And I mean the panda one, not the one Mr. House used to run. And get this, the lions want you dead too. At least these are pack hunters until a giant pillar falls down that pulverizes a good half of the pride. Who would have thought an African safari was more like Time Crisis? This game does not make you a conservationist, it makes you think maybe people were too hard on that dentist. Maybe Cecil the lion had AoE attacks in multiple phases, I wasn't there. Is that why Cabela's stopped making these? I mean, technically it was a Czech developer, but Cabela's approved it. When you see lions running past water buffalo and impala to specifically get you, it opens a lot of questions. Is this another iteration of Blue Gender? I'm talking about Blue Gender twice in 1 year? Who cares? Blood for the blood god.
We will salvage what we can. But right now, I have to make repairs. Maybe you should start your hunt for the day.
I'm sorry, start my hunt for the day? I'm amazed that he survived the commute.
I will be here a very long time. Maybe you can find that bull elephant that has given us so much trouble.
I can do that.
Wait, that voice.
You can switch with the triangle button.
Your Shadow with his beloved and iconic handgun, and Christian Bale, which is perfect design and casting. Well, off we go on foot. It actually is kind of tense moving through this bush. You have to scavenge for health and ammo, but at least you are leveling up your skills. You're pretty much guaranteed to max out Marksman, which gives you extra ammo. The others can be trickier, and of course. Now what you may not have known is this game is actually a Souls-like because you have a stamina meter and can dodge roll. And the bison has some moves too, but you've seen plenty of them die already, so let's find something more exotic. Ah, hyenas. This is where you learn about the turnaround button, which is instantaneous. And look, while it is fun to forever change the biodiversity of these animals, the aim assist and drag and how you move the weapon is just so clumsy and awful. A lot of it is due to something many FPS games do that you might not notice. In many other shooters, the gun follows your crosshairs, or the screen is more fixed on it to where the gun always follows it. Most of the series was light gun compatible, and this is no exception, which would work better if the whole game was on rails like the car, but it still felt and looked awkward there too. You can still use your sights, and most of the game is going to be on foot. So rather than trying to be a good on-rails shooter or a good FPS, it's in this weird hybrid zone. The game is trying to have set pieces, but my heart and soul want to call them incidents. We got past the car incident. Now we're entering the hyena zone.
That's strange. The ranger station is always manned this time of the year. No matter. Get inside. You will be safe in the basement.
Go into the basement of the abandoned ranger station. Oh god, this reminds me of the bear house in Condemned 2.
Man, there's hyenas everywhere.
Jacob, you knew that on the way in. It doesn't stay dark for long as hyenas absolutely swarm the area. I think they're supposed to break in from outside the station, but I swear they sometimes spawn inside the building. It is endless snarling and growling and chittering, and they follow you through every inch of the building, including outside. These are the most obnoxious hyenas in video games. Well, released video games.
Since 80s!
Why are they so desperate? And then wham, a hyena officer has arrived. Again, like the wolves, demolishing 3 battalions of them won't discourage them, but taking out the leader will. When they're dealt with, you know what it is. Now, going back to your rival from earlier, the game tries to establish villain animals. This is hard to pull off for a number of reasons, with one being every animal is already trying to kill me, so they're all villains. But just to make the rhino from earlier a little bit more irredeemable, they show it fucking up an impala. But that wasn't the animal Ed said was a problem earlier.
Maybe you can find that bull elephant that has given us so much trouble.
Earlier, you did encounter elephants on the road too, but couldn't kill any. I just assumed this was because you weren't carrying an anti-tank rifle or something and just didn't have the caliber yet. And check out the dialogue here.
Man, this guy is massive.
It sounds like now is your chance! Take him down!
They never say rhino, and the rhino boss fight is kind of bland and easy. And it moves a lot like how the bison already do. I have a theory about this. I am convinced that at one point you 1v1'd a bull elephant. They already had the model, and the pre-rendered cutscene had Ed wanting you to take care of it, but someone somewhere thought that would be in such bad taste or cause controversy to the point it got scrapped. The follow-up is also vague. Really.
You must be eager to tell your brother you have taken such a trophy.
Not that a rhino is much better, but I feel there's a story here. And now flashback time.
Yeah, maybe you should get a kill under your belt before you start planning where to put all your trophies.
That's why we're here. Try to keep up.
It's a good day to hunt.
It's always a good day to hunt.
True, but I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday. 2 guys I'd rather spend it with.
So we're taken back to pre-bear collision, and this is a strange choice. We've already seen how Dad and the bear allegedly died. So now we're taken back to the beginning of that story where the brothers are inexperienced hunters. But at least Alaska is beautiful.
Go for it. Look after your brother.
Awesome.
Wait, we're back to hunting elk? Cabela's, I don't think we can go back to this. Not after that. But hang on, desert war in a car followed by a sneaky climb through the mountains. Are they actually using Modern Warfare 2 as the blueprint? This is not the same atmosphere.
Alright, I'll take the one on the left. You take the one on the right.
You take the one on the left.
3, 2, 1, now! Great shot!
Nice work.
Oh god, are we gonna get Cabela's version of no Russian? But for now, Dad is pleased that Jacob is killed, and this fills his eyes with light. So this chapter is more to explain why Jacob is the way he is. And to be fair, an elk hunt is a nice break from the horrors of Africa, which were— oh shit, what the— okay, never mind. Pursue the moose.
What is it?
I think some wolves may have picked up the smell of blood.
Man, who cares about the wolves? I'm way more scared of a moose. The tier list for these animals is just completely wrong. They treat the moose like it's an oversized gazelle, and the wolves are the wolves from The Grey. That did come out while the game was in development. Liam Neeson says that wolves will kill all life within 30 miles of their den, and that appears to be the rule here too.
There's a lot of them.
Hang on, we're coming!
And remember, this all happened before the bear hunt, complete with a different black wolf. Now the scene could be how Jacob's fractured mind remembers things, but who knows? Oh, yeah, 100% crazy.
Luke.
Jacob,
Is that Canderous?
it's been a minute.
Maybe more than a minute. But happy to see you. Glad you agreed to meet up.
We always talked about coming out here together.
We did. You remember what this weekend is?
I guess you didn't want me to forget it. He may have followed in his footsteps and took over his job, but
I'm not sure if he means park ranger or if Dad was the Ketchikan Doomslayer. Basically, I'm doubting him as a force of good. The Klingit people might have carved a 12-story tall shame pole of the man.
I couldn't stay connected to that past.
Come on. Trotting the globe, taking on dangerous game. Don't you think that's all about Dad?
If you came here looking for answers, maybe you should just go home.
I'm not going anywhere. I came to hunt.
I need to get your brother to his own hunt as well.
It's fine, Ed. I appreciate the lift.
There are reports of an impala herd just inside the gorge. Should provide for an exhilarating hunt.
Sounds perfect.
An impala hunt also doesn't sound too exciting in comparison, but it sounds like Jacob's getting off a little at the idea.
This is the fun part. Spectacular creatures.
Oh, come on, that didn't count. It is possible it was only wounded like the moose, but moose have way higher AC. Oh, it's because a jaguar had to steal it. Actually, it's because I didn't shoot the male impala. So every so often it pretends to act like a real hunting game again. The entire impala hunt lasted maybe 30 seconds before it went off the rails. Though I really do dig the Predator jungle drums in the soundtrack.
Gotta get out of here. These cats are everywhere.
Yeah, impalas are over. It's jaguar time. You can use detective vision to see them perfectly, but that's not very sporty. I always thought jaguars were solitary hunters, but judging off the sounds, there are maybe 300 of them out here. This is Jaguar Thermopylae, and I have to be the Sword of Xerxes. But they're not formation fighters and are crafty ambushers. They spend the first while jumping around trees, screeching and trying to demoralize you. And you're always coming across ruins or ammo stashes from the unworthy warriors who died before you. I'm not yet sure what Cabela's means by these greater lore implications. It is very narrow and I don't like that. Jesus! Jaguar Alley actually wasn't so bad. Impalas could be back on the menu.
Not good, not good. I got lions here. Repeat, lions.
Jesus Christ, they're eating the jaguar? Do lions hunt jaguar? I'm positive they could, I just don't know if they do or even live near each other. At least it is just another take out the alpha section, which saves a lot of headache. It seems like them being perched on the jaguar would be a warning that you're in for way more danger. And you know, that's fine. I've been shooting so many big cats already, god damn it. What happened to killing the scary one makes them go away? Lionesses actually do perform most of the hunting, but damn. There are so many lions, I'm just gonna leave. It turns out lions are like Nazgul or vampires where they don't want to come near running water. This may confirm the threat is somewhat demonic in nature. It's too bad Jacob is clumsy and slides directly into the geese lair.
I'm fine. Just give me a sec to climb out of here.
I can only be thankful they're not Canadian geese, who absolutely deserve Remington flash photography on site. But hang on, they are. Not one goose. They're always hissing and biting like that. Wait. Oh god, crocodiles? Nile crocodiles are in on this? I guess that makes sense, they are ferocious. Though it looks like there was just the one for now, which is kind of odd. Usually there are... Where'd the music go? Defeat the hippo? What fucking... Ah! Why is there a hippo in the reeds? How did we survive as a species before guns? Where are the fucking impalas? This one's more of a real boss fight, but I finally defeat the hippo. It has phases? Of course it does. A hippo is an animal that I accept has phases in real life.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Oh right, this is where it summons vampire bats. There you are. And then it just sends us to the next level. I know Ed said we did, but are we actually taking trophies? Getting meat or anything? We killed roughly 200 animals at high speed in a car, and I don't think we recovered any of those. And these sounds are not promising. I see. Is there a way around the baboon hive? I did check around, but no dice. This takes a strange turn.
Alright, I'm inside.
Jacob, it is very hard to hear. You must keep moving forward along the path, but just don't left.
Is the game implying that the baboons are jamming me? This has disturbing implications. And man, Jacob cannot stop losing his footing. For how good he is at obliterating nature, he's a clumsy dude. And now the baboons have me where they want me. Maybe the jungle is driving me crazy, but the game is starting to remind me of Spec Ops: The Line. Like, if Spec Ops was an endorsement of all the events in its story. I saw a Let's Play of Homefront like that once.
Copy that. Launching white phosphorus.
Whoa. Cool.
I know I'm stuck on this, but the Impala Hunt itinerary didn't mention quick-scoping baboons. I'm going to abridge this because it rains baboons the entire Riverwalk. There's a lot to think about platforming out of Baboon Alley. Dad loved hunting, and this whole ordeal is to honor him, but this feels more and more like a ritual. Why is all of nature out to kill Jacob? The sandstorm feels more and more like some kind of divine event, and the game is leaning into a surprising amount of horror. Why bother with the flashbacks of the beginning of the bear hunt when we know how that ends? Is it to show our villain origin story in full detail? I don't know, but Ed temporarily makes it past the monkey jamming to warn of more leopards. Their alliance with the baboons is strong, and even with music off, they still get violent horror stings. And I know it's an alliance because across the valley, the Baboon King is encouraging it, and he's immune to the hunting rifle. What protects him? The forest is so dense with leopards, you can fire into any tree and one is guaranteed to fall out. What's wrong with this place? Well, there could be an answer because you catch sight of a structure. It's hard to get a good look due to all the big cat attacks, but it appears to be a crumbling stone one, which is unusual for a jungled mountain pass in Uganda. So that's weird on its own, but it gets stranger. It's still functioning. What civilization built this? For now, I'm going to call the builders of this the Ancient Ones. The Ancient Ones rigged the door to close nearly immediately, and its purpose is obvious because the baboons still use it as intended. It's a gladiator arena. And it comes complete with death traps. Is this what it means to respect your prey? Why are baboons the overseer of the arena? And the whole time, the Baboon King sits up in the rafters throwing down insults. What's happening?
Alright, punk. It's you and me.
You are a conservationist, yes?
You know, when you shoot a deer in the tutorial, this isn't where you see things ending up. The trapdoors barely slow him down, too. He knows this arena well. It's a frantic but doable fight. It's the ending I find disturbing. You don't push a button. The death of the Baboon King wills the door open. Is there lore I'm missing from a different Cabela's game? Please let me know. And you immediately fall again.
Luke?
Man. Worse than I thought.
What are you talking about? He has a journal of... yeah? I can only assume he's seeing things we don't. Oh, here we go again.
One for the history books.
Nick, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, sorry to bother you on your day off, but it looks like we got a possible grizzly attack up on the mountain.
Okay, Dad is off to hunt the bear, and Luke is being trouble again.
Where are you going?
Relax, jeez. Just gonna take a look.
He's moved about 3 miles after this cut.
Where'd you go?
Come on, there's an old sawmill down here.
At least Jacob means to fall here.
Where are you, Luke?
In the old sawmill.
There's mountain lions all over!
I see him. I'm getting out of here.
It looks like Resident Evil Village. Why is this happening? The way shadows are cast in the atmosphere, this is a straight-up horror section. When you start playing, right, you think the car massacre has to be the height of how ridiculous the game is. Which is still kind of true, but it doesn't stop surprising me with what it keeps pulling out. It looks safe to reload. Oh my god! They wait until they hear you reloading? I can't get over it. 10 years on and I still cannot believe this is what the game is. It's like something from an AVP game, but pumas. It is funny they use the big cat stock sound effect, but really, what makes the game so silly and great is that these are just animals. They aren't crazy mutated creatures or some kind of bioweapon, they're just normal mountain lions, which makes the plot fucking insane.
Hey, this gate is locked. How'd you get out of here?
I don't know. I just ran.
The security gate is shut because the mountain lions have cut the power. How can they cut the power, man? They're animals. Jacob does restore it, and I promise you, many mountain lions died to get back here. Then while following Luke, you notice a buck, so just snipe that down and keep walking? We're also losing his signal because the wolves or pumas are jamming us too. I'm going to guess wolves because without exaggeration, you kill about 80 wolves here. They emerge from random rocks and holes and coordinated bonsai charges and are relentless. The amount of wolves you gun down is a thing of legends. That's the scouting party down. It's a wolf river.
You are a conservationist, yes?
I can only wonder, how has Jacob not murdered Luke yet? In fact, when I catch up to him, I try. The game doesn't let you, but Jacob's heart is beating so quickly. And he dares to ask what took me so long.
Gotta go after him. Make sure he's okay.
No way, man. He said stay put, we stay put.
That doesn't matter now. Someone you care about could be in big trouble. You go after him.
You didn't put down a horde of apex predators, Luke.
Jacob! Mr. Marshall, do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here, Ed. What's happened?
Something very bad. There's been an animal attack. A man was killed.
An animal attack? Out here? Unthinkable.
And your brother.
Luke?
Yes. He is very angry. He is going to kill the animal alone without help.
Impossible. Truly insane.
I fear he could be in big trouble.
I'm on my way.
So the flashback mirrors chasing Luke again, I guess.
Tonight, something attacked and dragged a man away while his family watched.
What do you mean, something?
The family is hysterical, but insist it was a black lion.
No such thing as a black lion.
Your brother, he said the same. But then he found out that it was a father with children who was killed, and suddenly he got very agitated. His face became very red, his breathing was upset.
Okay, we're vicariously avenging Dad now. Except that Ed says this forest is the extremely dangerous one. You know, compared to our stroll through the 100-acre wood we've been having.
It is not wise to follow.
Doesn't matter. Someone you care about might be in trouble. Go after him.
Oh, that's what the flashback was for?
What do you know about this black lion?
The children, they just kept saying, Black Lion, Black Lion. It was very dark, but...
Exactly. Could have been just a normal lion.
Yeah, there could be no such thing as a pitch black hedgehog either. Also, is this one of the Alaska cabin assets out in the jungle? Surely this represents Jacob's fractured mind and warped sense of reality. And then they arrive. Completely normal lions. Normal for Cabela's dangerous hunts anyways.
Any sign of your brother?
Nothing yet.
Ow, Jesus.
Our father was killed by a grizzly bear when we were young. Right in front of us.
Could we have the heart-to-heart away from the lions?
So, this explains why he hunts man-eaters.
World-class reputation.
And now he thinks it is his duty to try and save these children's father from his same fate.
Wait, you said killed and then dragged away.
Come on, Luke. I know you're out here. I found your pictures back at the camp. All the trophies you killed over the years. I know why you do it. And why you're doing this now.
This is also disjointed, but was also obvious. Does Jacob think Luke would only kill bears specifically to get over what happened? Also, are we in an Ancient One city? So much is happening so suddenly.
Whoa, what was that? Okay, that is not a lion. Or a panther.
Oh my god. The animals are setting traps now. The jaguars set up an ambush. And wow, it feels bad to control. This is no Dead Space 2, Tram. So you escape the trap incident, and for the first time all game, you get a new weapon. This was during the height of FPS games having a bow or crossbow that was supremely overpowered, but this one sucks. Sure, it can one-shot a leopard, but you're facing down battalions of leopards, and it's just too slow. And it looks like the lions are not aligned with the baboons. Jacob foolishly stands near a ledge, and we all know what happens when he does that, and cue the entire Pride launching a full frontal assault. The scenery changes back to leopards, while Luke continues to ignore your radio calls. Even though I just got the crossbow, it sure feels like the final gauntlet of the game. Endless big cat attacks with more and more Alaskan cabins in the scenery, along with the strange stone structures left behind by the Ancient Ones. It is incredible that they tried to attach any real story to what you're witnessing here. I mean, to break it down, Luke pulled Jacob up to safety instead of taking a shot on the bear, and this is why he travels the world hunting big game, and especially man-eaters. Got it. But Jacob seems about 1,000,000 times more lethal, and you get very little about him. And then you get a development that's straight out of War of the Worlds. After slaughtering hundreds of apex predators, he's brought down by a lowly snake. He had an actual Achilles heel. The news of imminent venom death finally makes your brother break silence and head towards you. Ironically, the venom snake gave you Snake Eater color grading. Your health is always dropping, but there are about 5,000 health packs in the ground, along with more leopard traps. But at least it is an endurance round that doesn't involve pure shooting. There is still a lot. But finally, after soaking up every health kit you can find and passing out, your brother arrives with a health kit. Though now that I see him in this lighting, he looks more like a roided up revolver ocelot.
Survive. Look, Dad's waiting for us up ahead.
Oh, you can't be real. Another flashback? What else is there to tell? I guess the bear is here, and maybe these will eventually go past when Dad died, like maybe the bear faked his death and we have to hunt him ourselves. There are wolves left here? Not for long, I guess. It does turn out the wolves are weak to platforming. What is going on up there?
Hold on, Luke! I'm coming! Luke, run!
That was like an actual Looney Tunes bit. I'm getting close to my breaking point with the game. Every time I play this, at some point, I just sink into an incoherent puddle because it just hits me when I'm playing. What is it with this family and ledges? So he's stuck out there on the ice, and he provides sniper cover, and kill maybe 100 more wolves? And if you're lucky, you can shoot the ice they're on and send them to the bottom of the lake. I guess we never bothered to tell Dad this story when we linked up with him. Or you know what? Maybe it was a pure snake venom dream. Jacob might have shooed a wolf away from Luke, who has left me half comatose in the eldritch baboon and lion jungle.
I know you're out there. I love you, bro. I really do. You just saved my life. Again.
Did he get trashed off anti-venom? Oh my god, a pig. And there's a cliff where you can take down some wildebeests in self-defense. I was convinced that at this point the game only had big cats to throw at you, but there's more, somehow. But there were still dozens of leopards in the ancient city, and you get the idea. Jacob still wants Luke to stop the hunt, but Luke's going on the hunt.
Keep running. I'm not turning back. Lions.
The mythical black lions are real, likely bred by the Ancient Ones to defend their holy sites. It's an incredible new species, so 5 seconds later, you find a shed full of explosives. Can we finally abandon all pretense and just start carpet bombing the jungle?
Drop the bomb, man!
I'm starting to wonder if the Black Lions are the Ancient Ones, but at bare minimum, they are collaborators, so all this shit has to come down. I don't know what's more baffling, the giant ruined city or the fact there are large prey animals comfortable hanging out up here. Also, my Black Lions are the Ancient Ones theory feels more and more sound as this gate opens up for them as they're chasing Luke. He has somehow run out of ammo in a jungle where there are more bullets than berries. So it's very similar to the wolf defense mission, except Luke seems even more pathetic here. Black Lions just stack up on him like an Assassin's Creed fight and take turns barreling him over. It's almost like they're trying to tire him out so they could properly arrest him or something.
I am a jerk. Yeah, I know. Maybe now you'll listen to me. We're in this together. Just hang tight. I'll follow your tracks.
Look for a nearby cave. It leads down to the gate.
For being so elusive, there are hundreds of Black Lions out here. And you get into this pattern of slaughter Black Lions, enter a new ruin, save your brother, then kill more lions. The story said he was, but Luke does not strike me as the master man-eater slayer. Then, finally, you drive off the lions, and you're back with your brother. Good God.
Keep up. That monster's so close I can feel it.
Getting close. I can feel it.
Okay, so the game is saying the black lion hunt is a direct parallel to the grizzly bear hunt. Luke helped someone instead of shooting an animal, which I guess was the wrong choice because Dad died from it. So the new lesson should be to shoot the animal with no hesitation, which the game has been training you for. But all these flashbacks mainly involve shooting wolves and then falling down. Though this final flashback does have a conclusion to the wolf arc. It looks like the wolf commander tells the grizzly that the entire wolf horde has been obliterated. The bear roars something that roughly translates to "give me back my legions" and then slaps the shit out of him.
Wolves are attacking, my lord.
Or maybe some survived. They could be the bear's honor guard. What's bizarre is you go through all these wolves and then have a boss fight with the bear, which you know is gonna make it, even when he fakes his assassination by your hands. I don't know if these flashbacks are supposed to be taken as fact. When you first play the game, it seems like bringing the brothers in the bear hunt is a terrible idea because of their inexperience. These flashbacks only showed that Jacob was a master of life and death practically the whole time. Because he doesn't kill the bear here, that means you're not playing through a delusional wish fulfillment. The game is extremely repetitive, but if the theme is always shoot first, then at least that is appropriate. That is completely in line with the entire campaign.
If I hadn't been afraid to finish the job, Dad would still be here.
That's worth this death wish. We were kids. It's nobody's fault. Anyway, all that matters now is taking out this man-eater, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my god, it's taking a hostage! That confirms that the bear was dead for sure, and the Ancient Ones are the Black Lions, or have chosen them as their successors. The Emperor Black Lion is the force behind everything, and he's taken your brother to directly challenge you on his mountaintop fortress. And he sends down henchman animals and dangles your brother around just to taunt you.
Luke, I'm coming!
You stay away. He's hunting you.
Luke! Talk to me, man!
Note that his roar is shaking the ground. How is this from Cabela's?
Hold on, I'm coming!
At last, the final boss of nature. And he makes it hard to get shots off because his roars completely throw off your aim. And when you do get a hit, he teleports away.
Coward! Luke, I'm coming!
Jacob can go to pull up his brother, but with what happened last time...
Forgive me. Take the shot. No.
You don't have a choice. Climb.
Oh no. I didn't think this was what the game was going for, and this isn't looking great for Luke. Jacob did decide not to immediately shoot the animal, so this was inevitable. Wait. Oh my god, it's over. The hunt is done.
You
Made the right choice. Just like you did when you pulled me away from that bear.
Really?
Alright?
Yeah.
I did not expect that turn.
Alright.
We came out here for a reason. Let's get on with this safari. Together.
Get on with the safari? Are there any left? You want to keep going? And what happened to the original guy who got dragged off? No follow-up? Cat dead, details later? And the lesson was to always help before hurting? Utterly deranged ending. Fitting for an utterly deranged game. Oh my god. And the series ended here. Now you just have the single and multiplayer special ops. These modes are more the kind of thing you'd expect from this game.
Hunter by nature.
And then Man-Eater's more like the campaign.
Hunt all animals.
What is there left to say? This is supposed to be a hunting power fantasy, which it does succeed in that. No game has succeeded more in that. but its bizarre tone, delivery, and how it frames the story makes it come across like glimpsing into the mind of a serial killer. It's an absolute Frankenstein born from a perfect storm of conditions. The pile of bodies you leave is truly staggering. Hundreds of animals will die by your hand, and the game ends with the protagonist smiling as Hallmark music plays, declaring how excited he is to keep going. The fates of other characters or the bizarre things in the world are never elaborated on. I can only say it's a shame the game is currently delisted, because even in the Cabela's catalog, there's no game that gives you a campaign quite like this. To have this kind of premise with realistic animals and it's completely sincere, it's just nuts. And that makes it a game worth talking about. So, have a happy Halloween, and for God's sake, don't leave candy out in the yard, because God knows what it might attract. What is the best Halloween candy I've received trick-or-treating? The sad part is I don't know because it was homemade. There was a lady giving out candy she made that was like a combination of 3 Musketeers and a Buckeye. It is hard to describe, but tasted incredible, so I'm stuck with that. What game as a kid scared me from finishing it? I know Resident Evil was one, and I didn't have that, my friend had that. Like, I remember that one actively giving me nightmares, but there was also an N64 game called Body Harvest where you fought giant bugs, which wasn't too scary, really. But for some reason, which the details I've completely lost, I just could not pick up the game again because I felt nervous. I might have to go back and see if I was just being weird. Is Gremlins a Halloween or Christmas movie? I've usually watched it in November or early December because it's a good transitional movie. There's so much Christmas it feels weird to watch on Halloween, and so many Gremlins that it feels weird to watch around Christmas. But Gremlins 2 is an anytime movie. There's never a bad time to watch Gremlins 2.